here. Winston's here. Michael's here. Essentially the geeks. So all this while, I was feeding that thing, not knowing Abeku had put it on the wrong channel. I was feeding the wrong thing. So all the things I was saying was all going to the air. Yeah, but I was going like ether. Anyways, the geeks are in town. Spiky's here, I repeat. Michael's here. Winston's here. And it's almost 2020.
No, not really.
Not really shocking.
Yeah.
You know what's surprising?
What?
I remember there used to be a billboard around on the ring road that had Vision 2020 written boldly on it.
Oh yeah, in social studies I remember learning that Vision 2020
social
studies and stuff like that.
Yeah, Vision 2020. So
okay.
It's here.
It's here.
Like, did they think it was gonna get here?
Oh no,
It's here.
It's going for eye surgery.
They really know they see
You know they see the Vision
Yeah, see
2020. But yeah, 2019 has been a great year, has been a bad year, has been a wonderful year, has been a roller coaster of a year for some.
Yeah, it's been a tumultuous year.
Yeah.
And throughout, like, it's been great. There have been exciting things, there have been not so exciting things. Like, it's been fun. It's been a fun year. Michael.
It has been an eventful year. It's marched on slowly, crept on us like not boiled, like frozen honey.
Wow. Frozen honey.
Yes.
Things already slow. And you freeze it.
Doesn't
so
honey freeze.
It doesn't even freeze.
I feel like unless you use liquid nitrogen.
No, and I see that's besides the point.
That was
Okay, yeah, it's just
that basically creates an ice with honey in the middle, so
Yeah.
it's like a popsicle sweet. Well, that's
Never
an
mind.
interesting thing.
So,
that, like,
new listeners, in case you weren't sure that you're listening to Geeks, that was proof right here.
yeah, that you're listening to geeks. That sounds more nerdier than geeky.
I mean, what's the difference aside a bit more leaning towards tech?
Yeah,
But then
and
tech is life.
and one having better fashion sense.
Let's leave that here.
Yes. So today we're reviewing 2019. We're talking about everything that happened in the year with regards to tech. I mean, first off, we're going to start with gadgets,
Okay.
because everyone buys gadgets.
Yeah, to some extent,
Yeah.
you buy something.
Yeah.
You buy something, either you're buying a TV, you're buying a phone, you're buying a laptop.
I will spike before you continue.
Yeah.
Let me give a little very quick caveat, warning / hello, and show of support to the party animals in town that have lost a lot of their gadgets.
People are very
Nobody gave them, a pep talk at the airport like, "Welcome to Ghana."
Yeah.
When you are sitting by the window driving through Circle, do not use the phone in your right hand
or to take a selfie, especially, or hand it over to somebody
to take a picture for you. Nah.
There's some interesting things I realized that many of the people coming into Ghana were not prepared, like certain personal experiences. So I actually made a video about it, but I've been so busy and I haven't released it. Something as simple as data to stay connected, but there are quite a number of people out there who don't know the difference between a locked and an unlocked phone, because they just pay for it and they feel like, okay,
and so they come into the country
and it's a dead zone for them unless they have
the
Wi-Fi.
SIM cards don't work.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see that, and yeah.
I mean, a lot of them, I'm not trying to throw unnecessary shade, but it was a fact that before the year of return got high, a lot of them didn't know they needed to get visas to come down here. We're a prerequisite of traveling, and I'm sure any Ghanaian who's even thought,
Except Nigeria, though.
yeah, but that's Nigeria.
What? Okay, sure, yeah.
Right. So, best gadgets of 2018. There's a lot of things have come. We're going to do it by category. Now, let's start off with one of the categories that got birthed this year.
Yeah.
Foldable phones.
Come on, you know for sure that the best foldable is the one that consumers already have, and that's the Galaxy Fold.
Royally Flex Pi.
Come on, man. The Royal Flex Pi is still
Hey. Royally Flex Pi.
okay. That particular device was just a joke. To be honest, they just wanted a preemptive strike, and which is what they got.
was a joke to who?
If there's anybody listening from Royally, we profusely apologize for his comments.
For his comment.
Yeah, they are my personal sentiments, and I feel like they just wanted to get an upper hand because Samsung announced it, I hadn't released it, and they just jumped the gun, released it, and yeah,
It looks, back then when we were in class 1, you used to take a mat We used to have a mat
Yeah.
where
You
you
used to
roll
say-
out
Yeah.
and sit on.
You know, I
Was it
miss those
was it in
times.
kindergarten or
It was
nursery?
kindergarten.
So the roll you only flex by.
looks like,
a
yeah.
mat that has
Yeah,
rolled
the
out
ridges.
and it still has creases in it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Like I said, it just felt like they wanted to be known as the first company that brought the foldable phone. And yeah, I mean, they will forever be remembered as the first, but they will be forgotten as the ones that did it right, because Samsung did it wrong and then
came
got
back.
it right.
Would they really be remembered?
Royal Flex Pie.
Who even owns one besides MKBHD? He's the only one I've seen with one.
And he was giving it to him. And he looked at like, oh yes, I want this in my life.
I mean, I don't know, but for me personally, the best foldable phone of the year is the Galaxy Fold.
You feel the same way, Michael?
Absolutely not. I mean, come on, let's be serious here.
So
In
which
a
one
world
is?
where the new Motorola
Razr.
Razr
It's not out.
exists?
Like, that's what I'm saying, that the best one is the one that consumers have,
In your opinion?
in my opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Michael.
it was announced this year. It may not have launched this
It's
year.
not. They don't even know when it's launching again, because they've held it back, because allegedly they've received an
Yeah,
increase in
they
demand.
said that the demand was so
But-
high.
but no,
increase in
here's the thing
demand.
why it's very weird. How can a demand increase when you never started?
How can a demand increase prevent you from shipping to early, orders?
And no, that's the thing. Pre-orders hadn't even started. So how do you know that there was a huge demand when
It's
pre-orders
the
hadn't
Apple
started?
effect.
Oh yeah,
There, you see?
there you have
He
it.
gets it. It's the Apple
But
effect.
personally,
And as opposed to Apple, where it is not just, it is mostly hype that carries it. This is actually a
This is-
combination of things.
No.
Wow, new technology
and nostalgia. That's it.
Not
You see,
just
that's
nostalgia.
what they're
new technology
selling.
and
They're really
nostalgia.
They're
selling.
selling
They're selling
nostalgia.
nostalgia.
At a very
Yeah, but
hefty price.
The form factor dictates
Mm.
that this one is going to be the best folding smartphone to come out.
In 2020, no, because
Well, there are rumors
Galaxy-
that Samsung is also going to bring out
a
new
clamshell.
phone, a clamshell.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying, that the best one is the one that we have in our pockets right now. It's pricey.
Oh, no,
What do you say we have in our pockets?
No, you
Whose
didn't talk
pockets?
about
I don't
in the
have-
pocket. Whose pocket? Do you have pockets big enough
So
to hold that
Samsung,
phone?
if you are listening,
Well, we still have forgotten
the Huawei
LG's dual screen phone, foldable in very very
in
high
quotes.
quotes,
Yeah,
golden quotes.
I mean, the same way when I have my glasses on, I have 20/20 vision.
Perfect.
I mean,
And Huawei's never made it to.
it
It never
has.
saw the light of day.
It has. The Mate.
Shipping.
I mean, it hasn't shipped. I
That's
think it's
what we're
been
talking
sold
about.
in China. I think it's been
The Mate X.
Yeah, the Mate X for $2,500. I think.
Wasn't it the Xiaomi rather?
That
It was the
out.
Xiaomi,
Yeah.
Wait,
which was a wraparound screen. It wasn't
that
even
thing
foldable.
is not sensible.
No, it's nice.
It's eye catching.
Yes.
And it's a selling prototype. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's nothing practical about that
No.
device. Nothing. And when I was saying it,
The
there were
very practical thing about the device is you would then know what it looks like to drop an all-screen phone
and you.
and have a wraparound crack.
I like its charging effect. Like when you're
That
charging.
is beautiful.
That's the only reason.
If you
I'll buy
haven't seen
that.
this, just Google the Xiaomi. What did they call it again?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I know
the
they.
Xiaomi,
was-
we've forgotten the name.
yeah.
Because it was so exclusive.
The Xiaomi folding phone charge effect.
You know what? I'm just gonna Google it right now. Let's move on. To
iPhone users who them are eye open can add the word jailbreak to
It was
it.
called the Mi Mix Alpha.
Yeah, Me
I-
Mix
yeah,
Alpha. Yes,
so-
I remember that. It's not a
mean,
memorable phone.
Of course, it was so limited.
It was just eye catching. That's it. There's nothing.
So
practical
if you
about
own that phone, you just need to realize that it always has to be in your breast pocket.
it. If you bend over, when that fall?
Well,
was
you have that case. You know, some people did this. Yeah, and that's a segue into a perfect accessory. Some people did a case that detects fall and springs out some
Boing.
Bumpers
to
too.
prevent it from hitting the ground.
That's
So
interesting.
that would be a perfect case for that phone, except where do you put it around the phone that has all screen?
I do remember reading a rumor about a case that came with a tiny parachute. So if you dropped it from a certain height, it would be able to sense and then deploy the parachute.
I mean, yeah, but they didn't really think that through, because who really goes to the top of buildings to throw their phone off?
No, you know, I'm trying to think. How, how fast is it supposed to detect the fall and deploy the parachute?
And the
'Cause
parachute then.
in which case, some falls are actually like you literally flung your phone.
I
You
mean,
know,
I feel like it's if there was this, was it CNET or something? Sorry, but one of them did a test where they dropped an iPhone 10 30 floors down and yeah, it got smashed. If in that situation, if your phone fell 30 floors, you could have a parachute to save your phone.
Perfect target market. The phone case for me is for people who throw their phones out of a 30 floor.
No, you know the funniest thing about that case for me was that if you are, let's say, 30 floors up and your phone is falling and someone is looking in the streets of Circle,
just like waiting for it.
Manna from heaven.
Literally.
That is testimony coming down into your hands.
Literally.
So how do you tell such a person that was my phone?
Nobody's going to believe
It
you.
was your phone.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to meet it?
It was your phone. We are thankful.
Or
And
you
it is
can
now safe with us.
you can order a parachute with the parachute case. So the moment your phone flies out the window, you jump and follow
Yeah,
it.
you better follow that phone because you're not getting it back.
But then again, there was this startup, which was on Kickstarter, that was looking for funding to also make a case that actually uses compressed air
Okay.
to prevent a fall. So when the phone is falling, it just sort of like shoots air
You
on
know,
the sides to break the fall.
you know why all of this is very peculiar to me? I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, I think it was Selassie Baita, and we were like, it doesn't make any sense that cars have been in the running for years now, and the best protection that these car manufacturers have thought is just an airbag. Like
They protect the people, not protect the cars.
yeah, but I feel like there's much because it's injurious to you. Some airbags,
Yeah.
that's why kids are not allowed to sit in the front seat because it could actually kill them. The impact and the force of deploy of those air. So it's surprising that we are having phone accessories that are releasing air, detecting falls and stuff like that, and cars, which is a bigger deal, planes, even bigger deal, don't have such preventive measures or such safety measures.
Well, it's different with planes, but cars at least. I mean,
And we've segued into a totally different conversation.
I mean,
We've been wanting to have a conversation about cars for a long time.
Yeah, we will. We will. Now, moving on from foldable phones, another very, very different trend that came. Well, it's been an evolving trend. The disappearing bezels of phones. So
I mean, some people didn't get that memo.
yeah.
Pixel phone.
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of people still don't understand when we talk about bezels and going bezel-less. I remember making a point somewhere where I was talking about, the phone. Someone says, what's the unique selling point of this one? I'm like, there are no bezels. The person's like, huh? So, people really don't care.
Until they see the phone.
Yeah.
And they don't even register what the bezel is. It's an interesting question because whose idea was it that it should be bezel-less? Whose idea was it that phone should become that thin? Because the thinner the phone is, the less durable it is. Let's be honest.
The
To a
less
certain
durability
degree.
it is, and you also suffer with usability in some cases because not everyone's hands the same. You end up with your fingers going where they shouldn't, and phantom touches and all.
Yeah.
But the visual look is appealing,
Yes,
and
the
that
aesthetics.
is a big selling point because you're looking at a phone that you're no longer seeing those black bars like a prison window. It's just
All around.
screen.
All screen.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
in some cases, waterfall screen, when the screen is flowing on the
Yeah, or to
side.
the other side. I think that's the.
What was Samsung calling
Yeah,
it before it became called a waterfall
edge.
screen? Yeah,
The
the
edge
edge.
display.
The curved
Yeah.
display edge.
Yeah,
Which I hated. I liked the look of
I
it, but I
still
still
hate-
hated it so
I
much.
still hate curved screen phones because I think they make them more fragile.
It does make it a bit more fragile.
Yeah.
But if you put a case on your phone, the curved display is not as annoying.
Well, there may be a case on your phone and it may not really protect it that much.
Yeah, but no, I meant in the sense of like when you have a curved. I'm using
Yeah.
a Note 10, and sometimes the phantom touches of the edge because Samsung uses the edge for an
Yeah.
extra panel of quick widgets and stuff like that. Some phantom touches do happen sometimes.
Mm.
But
Anyway, so what would be your best bezel-less phone for 2019?
is there a phone that's truly bezel-less?
Well, bezel-lessy.
I think I'll go for the Redmi.
Well, there's a
K2.
reason why they say bezel-less.
less, not
And not
bezel-free.
Bezel-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I'll go for the Redmi,
Redmi K20. Michael, you?
For want of a better option, because in all honesty, all of that has eroded from my head because we reduced the size of bezels. So what? Because
So nice.
I personally have always been annoyed by there's a certain level of bezel-less you can go to before it gets annoying, and they are starting to approach that level where it becomes actually more difficult to use.
Because your phone is all screen. So you are saying that,
And my fingers are long, so I'm trying to hold my phone,
but you're touching it.
Yes.
and you're activating it. Yeah.
things I
So
don't want to do.
so the question is too much bezel-less bad?
Well, we are the cusp of the technology.
Well,
It can only get better.
Well,
If the bezels are very little and the screen is flat, I think it's usable.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think they should. And from the leaks we've seen of the S11,
S11, yeah.
we may be seeing a flat display,
Going back to that, they started a curved display, which is very.
and everybody's jumping on that bandwagon, and they're like, ha ha ha, we lied to you, we're going back to flat.
I mean, they do supply displays for all this, but let's see how that happens. Me personally, I think it's the Redmi K20 Pro because of the price and the specs. Like, it's a $350 phone, and I think one variant has a Snapdragon 855, and that's okay for the average listener who doesn't know what the Snapdragon 855 is. It's basically a chip processor that's even the flagship phone. So phones you are paying thousands of dollars for have that chip, and the $350 phone also has the same chip.
I think I agree with you. I was actually going to go with the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you. The Redmi K20 Pro wins it. Yeah. Michael seems so uninterested.
I am. I'm not even trying to pretend. I am really uninterested.
Still on phones, another trend that seems to be growing and moving very, very, very fast is gaming phones.
We don't need to talk about who won that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one that I want.
The Asus ROG.
But people
phone.
need to know what is out there. So there's a Xiaomi Black Shark 2.
Yes.
Not important.
There is
Was the Razer Phone 2 this year?
Razer Phone 2 was this yearish.
Yeah,
It was
you
like
owned
last
one.
year.
Mildly
No, I
important.
own the Razer Phone 1.
One,
I'm actually
okay.
supposed to get Razer Phone 2,
Okay.
but then there's ROG Phone 2 out there too that I'm trying to
Asus
get.
ROG Phone 2 is just.
So-
But okay.
What?
No, nothing. Mild jealousy erupting on here, but it's fine.
And then there's another from China. There was this the red. It was a red one. What's it called again?
I do not recall.
The gaming phone.
Hang on.
Anyways, for like
But
the
the
fact that we
best,
don't even remember, it means that it's so.
the best
unimportant.
is the Asus ROG.
Yeah, the ROG
Of
phone. We're
course.
looking at 6,000
milliamp,
milliamp.
and which means that it gets on a regular use. You can get a day and a half to 2 days of use on that on a
That
single
is
charge.
absolutely.
And that's even
That's
before it's like
bananas. That's before you go into the gaming.
Yes. Senanu and the Joy Geek Squad Telegram group says it's the Red Magic Mars 3.
Red Magic.
Yeah.
I have not heard of
Oh,
that.
Red Magic.
Wait,
Mars
is it the one
3.
that had some red bar in the middle?
Yeah, in the back.
Oh yeah, that looked good.
Yeah.
That phone.
But then,
looked really, really
if you
good.
get it from China, you don't get gaps. You don't get Google Apps on it.
Oh, okay.
Obviously. So,
And the Chinese government to be watching everything you do.
so
But yeah, the Asus
we
ROG
do give
phone.
it to the Asus ROG.
$600 for a phone.
And so many accessories.
Yes,
Yeah.
you could get the whole accessory kit with the phone for about the same price as one of these flagships.
Yeah.
And that was
And
that
it will
was
beat
fantastic.
a flagship. And
Hands down.
extra.
And this
Yeah.
is what even kills me about that phone.
120 Hz display.
No, I've been on 120 Hz with that Razer phone.
Whew.
Headphone jack. And
I don't want you to open
listen.
a wound that hasn't fully healed.
You know what even kills me? They give you two charging
Two charging
just
ports.
to tell you that. Hey, you say no space? Here's space.
Yeah,
We
like
had space to put an earphone jack and two charging ports
I don't really
on
want
the phone. So if you're playing you're playing a game on the phone, you're holding it in landscape mode,
All right.
and you're plugging in a charger, and it's going to affect how you hold the phone. Just plug it in the bottom
I
on the
really,
side.
I really
Like,
don't want to think about it.
These
bro.
guys,
They
Asus,
really did. That is the new. Actually, it's fair to say it is the new OnePlus of phones. It does.
OnePlus is slowly moving away
everything.
from what they stood for.
That
If you ask
is
me.
sad to see.
It is very sad because they did start their phones off at $400, $300.
$400,
Yeah.
$300, and every time they came out, they were beating what the top range were doing. Flagship killers, and they
Yeah.
earned that name.
yeah,
But
they
now-
actually started a trend of a flagship killer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now they are being killed.
Now they've become a
They have
flagship
become flagships.
yeah,
to be killed.
and they are being killed.
I mean, we should have seen this coming when they went to partner with McLaren.
Oh yeah.
Breaks my heart, and I absolutely love both sides, but that really shows that this is where they're trying to move to.
they will slowly dip
we are
their
not your
toes
mates
into-
anymore.
Yeah, they will slowly dip their toes into the flagship waters.
Slowly.
Slowly.
I mean,
I think that was the whole idea. To start off small
to get people to warm up to
and then
you,
grow
and
in big.
Oh,
So
well.
it's sort of like
unlike a certain company that didn't take a hint. I've forgotten the name of that phone that tanked so terribly. One of the founders of Android.
Andy Rubin.
Yeah,
You're
what was
talking
his
about
name?
the
Was
essential phone.
yes. We don't.
RIP
know-
essential phone. We
You-
didn't get an essential phone too. Oh, did you see the rumored vendors of the essential phone too?
It looked very
Yes, it did.
But,
But
like,
the
I'm
fact that it's not here anymore.
No, it's like you don't come to the big boys table when we don't know you. Like, who are you? And you wanted
Hey,
flagship.
I'm one of
right?
the founders of Android.
How many people
So-
know that Android had founders? For all people know is some
It's
some
Google.
Google
all
code.
people know is that it's a Google thing.
Exactly.
It's just Google. Anyways,
Just spawned.
so another trend. We've established that the Asus ROG Phone 2 is the best gaming phone.
Yes.
So if you're out there looking for a gaming phone, it's the Asus ROG Phone 2.
Yeah, they're
for
looking for a
$600.
phone in general.
I mean, if you're, it's you see the interesting point about a gaming phone is that it's still a very good phone. It's a powerhouse.
No,
It's-
don't say it's still. It
is a
is
very good phone
actually a very, very
with just
good
the
phone.
extra perks.
The-
Coming from the
Only-
Razer phone, I can tell you that for
Okay.
sure.
The only downside, and it is
bulk.
very mild.
Bulk.
Not even a bulk. I mean, it's not that bad. It's really pretty much on par with every phone that's
In a
out there
case.
nowadays.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
every phone in a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically a mild step back with camera quality, and
Well,
I
yeah.
can't even- and I can't not. I'm just saying mild because we all know where cameras are going. We've seen the exchange to where cameras are going with
Yeah.
now wide angles and ultra zooms and stuff.
Yeah.
And this camera is exactly average.
It's just fine. Yeah.
But you know, the good thing about these phones is that they come with Snapdragon processors. Now, what this means is that you can always get a Gcam port. Now,
True.
if you're listening and you don't know what a Gcam port is, we all know the Google Pixel takes very
best.
good camera pictures.
Yep.
So if you get a Google Pixel camera software on any phone that is basically running about the same specs as the Pixel,
Yeah, minimum same specs, which this phone exceeds in
then
abundance.
you can imagine how it's going to perform. I've
Yeah.
seen the Google camera, on Della's Mi Mix 3. It was
Interesting.
great. Seen it on his Redmi K20 Pro, even great. On my Razer phone, it was awesome.
I think I'll try on the Note 10 to see.
Is yours a Qualcomm? If
I
it's an
think so.
Exynos, you
I
wouldn't
think
get
mine
it.
is a Qualcomm. I got in the US.
Yeah, it's a Qualcomm.
Yeah.
I hate you right now. Anyway, so moving from the ROG Phone to another trend that I love, that I like, dual screen laptops.
Michael, would you like to leave?
Now this is where we should have had.
Spiky, and let me give this
Images.
another warning to Alyssa. If you hear sounds like breadcrumbs on air, it is not your radio messing up. It is me being extremely salty. Just putting a warning out there.
Man, the dual screen thing is I don't know, like there were so many attempts at it in the past.
We've seen HP do
Yes.
something with their yes, that reaction right there
Yeah.
from Michael is basically
Apt.
what it looked like. You remember those sandwich makers we had in the kitchen where you just put the bread
They're
and
still
then
fire.
close it.
Those are
Yeah, those are still fire. I mean, sandwich makers
Remember,
are
I
always
still
fire.
have them.
yeah.
Yes,
Now
basically the laptop
Next
looks
time I'm
like
making my food, I'm looking at like, ew, I could have owned a laptop like that.
that HP looked like it, and it was ugly. It wasn't very nice.
It was ugly and the functionality was meh. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, early technology, I have to give them credit for it, but now that we've dealt with the past,
It's not so past. It's still 2019.
yeah, meh. It's not 2019 enough. We don't count it anymore. It's a
And
bad
then
memory.
Asus puts a screen in their touchpad.
Which actually makes sense.
Which, I was one of the people, not few, but I was one of the many people who disliked the touch bar that Apple had,
did.
because it didn't really make sense for me on a practicality level. People swore that it had uses and everything.
For an anti-Apple person that
Yes.
I know very close to me,
Basically yourself.
I refuse to be tagged as such.
Okay.
So this person,
Show me your MacBook.
it's in the office. This person tells me, because this person makes beats
Okay.
and open Logic on the MacBook Pro.
Okay.
And guess what? The touch bar allows you to do things like fading and modifying, knobs that you would actually use on a hardware. So in that person's case, it actually had its use. So you could, in real time, modify the sound that you're playing. So if you're playing a keyboard, you can actually touch the fader to have it either increase the delay or increase the echo or trigger something.
Now,
and that really made sense.
I have an alternate argument.
Right.
Now you see, there's this very popular sound engineer like in the States. I forgot his name,
JQ.
but not JQ, not JQ. But I forgot his name. But he uses an iPad
Right.
to create his beats sometimes on the go,
Yeah.
and he uses the pen to get, because it has a touch functionality. What Apple could have done is just made their screens touch, and you would have had that same experience.
Oh yeah. But
But
then
they-
again, you'd have fingerprints all over your screen. And they didn't
As
want that.
opposed to functionality, fingerprints and functionalities.
Yes, fingerprint functionality is not fun.
Okay, well,
Yeah, well,
then let's go back to Asus. They blew this out of the water. Like I've
Well,
been thinking
they started
about
off with a touchpad
yes,
with a screen in there,
yeah,
which some people thought was a gimmick because you move from being a touchpad to you can turn it into a calculator.
yeah, the
It
cursor.
could turn
yeah,
into
sorry.
anything.
Yeah.
Like
the number pad
Nu-
and everything.
the only thing that they didn't do with that was kind of a waste of opportunity. Instead of trying to squeeze it into that tiny mouse pad, spread it out. But I suppose they were limited by technology at the time. So
well, they could have spread it out, but then where would your arm rest if you're typing on the keyboard?
Yeah,
you know what they did later? Armrest.
Now,
but your hands will be hovering over the entire screen.
Not if you have an armrest.
But why are we talking about the what ifs when they did fix it and give us
Well,
something
yes, so we're
spectacular?
getting-
Yeah, getting there.
we're getting there.
I mean, nobody gives you Christmas presents on Christmas Eve.
So,
Stop making faces.
moving from all the failed dual screen laptops, Asus once again came out with the almighty, the beautiful.
Putting it out there. If you still haven't figured out what you're doing for someone on Christmas, I want that for Christmas.
The Asus ZenBook Pro Duo.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I ordered it and it came with an i7.
Yeah, you see, Spiky doesn't need that.
No,
I
like,
wanted the
you
i9.
wanted an i9. That's
Yeah.
his problem. That it's an i7.
It's an
So,
i7. It's
Listeners, if you love
a
this
peasantry
show,
It's a
i7.
peasant.
I do not do i7s.
listeners, if you love this show and you like me more than Spiky, which I'm sure you do, I mean, especially those who look at the live channel, look at us, and we all know who to love. Get it for me. Get it for me for Christmas. I will love you very much. I'll give you lots of shout outs. You may even join us on the. You know me. You will even join
But
us
you know
on the
who
show.
will call those shots, right? It's not even me. You have Abeko and Dennis to me. They would call those shots.
I'm sorry, but if someone comes and gives me an Asus ZenBook Pro Duo i9, and I'm going to let these two upstanding gentlemen say no, the person can join us on the show. What? How is that happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to us, the show is Geek Squad on Joy FM. We are the geeks that talk tech every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, at this moment, if you want to send us a message, it's 0244340437 on WhatsApp or Telegram, 0244340437. The year is 2019. It's almost ended, and we're talking what trended in the tech world, what was a huge success, and what was a big bust. And yeah, if you want to call us too, it's 0302-216-541 or once again 0244-340-437. Share with us what really triggered you this year when it comes to tech. What was your win or your fail? Let us know. Now, big shout outs to the guys on the Tech Hotspots group listening.
yeah.
And big shout outs to the guys at Gadget Forum, Internet Freaks, Hanscom, all my guys over there. Yo, there's a huge geek, community out there. It's just unfortunate that we can't have everyone in the studio. One day we just have a geek conference.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should.
Maybe next year.
We will do that next year.
Well, we don't have a choice, do we?
So we once again give it to the Asus ZenBook Pro Duo
Yeah.
for the
Absolutely.
best dual screen laptop. One of our panelists has one. The
Not you.
i7 one. Please, that's not me.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get it again because it was an i7.
Wow.
Aw.
Yeah.
Should we feel sad?
Nah, not
Yes,
really.
you should.
Nah, no, not really. Listeners,
We
like
are
I said
embittered.
before,
We are embittered by this.
like I said before, I am here. In any case, but we should describe why that phone, why that,
That
laptop,
laptop is awesome.
especially
Yeah.
if someone doesn't know. I mean, what we said about the old Asus dual screen laptop when they put the screen in the mouse pad, now it's reversed. Mouse pad is still a mouse pad, but has now moved to the side of the keyboard, and the keyboard has moved down towards the edge in front of you. So the space where the keyboard traditionally sits in a laptop right under the screen, what's it being used for? That is your new touch screen,
Secondary display.
secondary display. So you now have your main screen, and then you have that nice wide secondary screen below it, which Windows usually does treat as a second screen. So literally you have a dual screen laptop in front of you.
Yeah.
And
Like its use cases are fantastic, especially as a content creator. I saw someone using Premiere Pro on it, and it was just,
timeline is
the
just
timeline
down there.
is just down there,
You know that
and the whole thing is just, oh man. It was
NK, if you're
fantastic.
listening, when is my i9 ZenBook Pro Duo coming? And if anybody's looking for an Acer Predator 21X, which is over spec to the maximum, I'm selling mine.
Isn't that your
and I'm selling my pickup so that you can carry it along.
So Senanu at the Joy Geek Squad group says best of the year. He gives it to the Google Pixel 4.
best flop?
Oh.
No, he said best.
Personally, that's
Best
the
flop. Worst best flop.
yeah, like I don't know how to describe because it's very negative. But the why I say that is because generally, when things are happening in the tech world, even if you use Moore's law, there's a straight path in which things go. It's good, better, best. Even if it can't be best, try to be a little better than you were the last year. Like, I mean,
Good
Apple does a good job. It's not an exponential bump in specs, except the iPhone 11, which was quite a very huge leap. But
Was it now?
yeah, it was. The camera setup,
Well, that's basically it.
the algorithms for photography, they shot it up. So now,
Then that would make the Pixel 4 even way.
but the Pixel
better.
4 shoots crap videos. Doesn't have 4K at 60 frames per second.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the Pixel 4 is what you will go to for photography. But right now, you are better off buying this OnePlus. Because, and this is something I say, and as for some of my friends say I'm so entitled because we think about how we were born in an era where diskettes and all of that was, yeah. And I told them that to me it doesn't make sense to buy a phone at $900 and then it's a 64 gig. To me, it's a very serious ripoff.
Oh yeah.
It's a very terrible ripoff.
It is.
It shouldn't happen. But the Pixel 4 starts at 64 gigs. Like, the specs are very unimpressive. The camera they claim is amazing. It had so many problems with the face unlock. It was just a bad phone. It has a huge chin and forehead bezel. Yes, we are talking about bezels again. It was just not impressive.
Well, that's his.
That's his, and that's my best flop, and that's his best phone, and that's fine. We have
Alright.
different
So sad
opinions.
Different tastes,
that his
yeah.
opinion has really pained you like this. But anyway, such is life.
Yeah, so Mumini from Rotary Club of Accra, he says, Merry Christmas to you and your panelists. Great show. Thanks, Mumini, and many happy returns. You know when people wish me happy birthday, I say many happy returns. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just want to know whatever you're drinking if I can have some.
So, now, moving on from dual screen laptops, Acer ZenBook Pro Duo is still on my mind. True
Want it.
wireless earphones.
The best truly wireless earphones.
Yes. So, we've had AirPods.
AirPods Pro right now are
Yeah,
These-
this whole thing, really started
these
with the
fla-
Gear Icon X, but people seem to forget.
yeah. Salasi owned one of those. I used it for a bit. So it was very
And it has
interesting.
inbuilt storage, so you're
Yeah.
looking at an earphone that has inbuilt storage, has heart rate monitor
and
all in
everything.
your ear.
Yeah. Doesn't this thing have one?
The what?
Because the new one. I've forgotten the name of the Galaxy Buds.
Yeah,
Does it have? Because I
the
think
old one or the
no,
new
the
one?
new one, because I think I saw an infrared sensor on it when I was looking at it recently, and
They haven't announced it yet.
yeah, I was wondering what that was there for. But yeah, I guess that's something.
What is your best true wireless earphone of the year?
Okay, so I use the Pixel Buds. They're terrible.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't know. It seems like
But are they actually true wireless earphones?
no. Okay, they have the
Wait,
cable.
Are those the one that we managed to score off you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, those ones are what do you call malfunctioning?
They
Call
are.
on the
Yeah, they're
lines.
malfunctioning.
It's
Hello,
no.
John.
Yeah, Spiky, how are you?
I'm very well, John. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very good.
Great. So
Yeah, my biggest story, first story for this year has to do with the one that happened in I think a few days or weeks back. You know, about the data charges in our part of the world.
Yeah.
Very expensive, super expensive.
save our data.
Yeah, sometimes you wonder, you know, why it is so. We have been told that we don't generate any data from here. That is why, but it is not true. You know, the various devices, mobile phones, computers are all interconnected. So everyone generates data. So if the argument that they give us all the time that we don't generate data here, it is never true. And I don't know where that is even coming from. If you talk about infrastructure, the telcos, the ones that we have, they are not investing money, you know, to expand their network. Everybody is concentrating their profit margins in Accra. And it's like anytime a CEO comes into office, just monitor, as I've been doing. When they change the Vodafone CEO, MTN CEO was changed, all of them just come out with all kinds of outrageous data charges. I was enjoying a package on Vodafone some time back called the Supreme Value Offer. Yeah, which gives me a lot of data and at a very cheap cost. But when the new CEO came in, the lady, I forgot the name actually, you know, then because they've been given targets to meet, and everybody thinks that when they come into office, the easiest is to feast on us through the data that they give us. And I find that problematic because Vodafone has the fiber optic backbone. If you remember, when they took over from Ghana Telecom, they took over all that infrastructure.
Yeah.
And data used to be unlimited. I remember under Ghana Telecom, you know, Vodafone took over and then they began, they capped it. I remember very well, Ghanaians demonstrated. So the last demonstration that was going to be held or was held wasn't actually the first time we are saying this. It happened before, you know, if you your memory serves you right. So Ghanaians all the time agitate. And we wonder what the NCA is doing. You know, they cap the data. The CST came into effect. The communication ministry has to threaten them that don't put a cap on. Don't make your data one that can expire.
Yeah. I think next year we will talk about it some more and then get deeper into how to prevent the telcos from, you know, ripping people off as is being.
I mean, we did.
We lost John.
I mean, we did kind of discuss that with a telecom engineer,
and his reasons actually did make sense.
Yeah,
that infrastructure costs a lot of money,
and it's a lot. It's a business at the end of the day.
So good evening, guys. Merry Christmas and a great show from Miami AC Men's. Good evening to you too, and Merry Christmas to you too. So, truly wireless earphones.
I haven't really used them, but what I'm hearing is what's the name?
I like the Bang & Olufsen ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they sound really.
You got money.
Good.
But you can't go wrong with a brand like that.
No, but he's got money.
I don't have money. I just have very good friends who give me good deals.
Oh, okay.
You know, we have better fans on the air who could get us those laptops, that Zenbu Pro Duo. Have I repeated myself again? But anyway.
But yeah, I am an audiophile, but I'm not that deep into you.
Yeah, I am an audiophile. Like, so I really cannot stand.
I still do think that the latency in wireless headphones is an issue, so I still prefer wired. It's getting better, but there's still that. It's still
lacking.
The only problem I have with wireless headphones is that eventually you will have to stop to charge them up again. Now,
which is why it's a good thing when they have the wireless charging case. When you have like a Note 10 or a Note 10 Pro or an S10, you can just turn it over.
But that means you have to stop listening to music.
You charge your case. So when you're not using it, then you put it back in there.
What if I want to use it?
Wireless charging.
Anyway, we've got a caller on the line. Hello, Sergeant Mike.
Yeah, Kobby, good evening. I hope you're
Good evening.
well.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm also doing well. Yeah, I have a general small question to ask.
Okie dokie.
is it normal that when you use mobile phone for a year or more, then it starts freezing? Or is it because of you have a whole lot of load on the phone, like apps and other things that you've downloaded on your phone that makes the phone, freezing? Is it a lifespan or the load on the phone?
Okay, so we'll answer that for you. Thank you very much for calling, Ajman. So, is it the apps or is it planned obsolescence?
It is a lot. Sometimes I feel like modern phones now, it's not really an issue of planned obsolescence. It's more an issue of updates. Now, if you have a phone, you bought a phone, not many Ghanaians updates. To be honest, not many Android users go through updates.
Yeah.
There are several periods where security updates and some patches are always being released, but it's sometimes these things are very big to download. It could be like 2 gig, it could be like 400 megabytes. And Charlie, the small data they take WhatsApp. That's what you want me to take. This thing.
I told you guys that talking about bezel-less would have had people asking. Someone just asked, "What's bezel-less?"
So like,
say you ran for drawing my attention.
Like Michael said what it was.
Okay,
yeah, so the bars.
Just to explain it again, when you look at your phone, you notice that, especially with a bright background, you see that your screen takes up a particular area. The rest of the black space around your phone itself, that is not screen, is what is known as the bezel. Now, the trend now is, in order for you to get the best value for your money, that's how the phone manufacturers pitch it as. They want to reduce those black bars around your phone, along the top, along the sides. What the ultimate dream is to have a phone that has an entire front, camera hole included. The entire front is solely screen, no black anywhere. You pick up your phone and you look at it, there's no black, nothing anywhere. The entire front is a screen. That is the goal. That is what it means by going bezel-less, and they're trying to push towards that. And I hope that answers it for you.
Yep.
But do remember, like I said before, fingerprints and use, because there's a fine line between pushing the envelope, because that's where development and technology should go, and what is practical and easy for everyday dirty annoying use.
So we've got a call on the line. Hello, Stephen.
Spiky, it's actually John. I didn't finish making my point.
Oh,
so
John,
let me just
sorry.
quickly make it. Yeah. I was just doing the comparison. If you compare our data charges as opposed to other countries like Europe, where
Right.
they are paying 0.61, for 1 gigabyte of data as against us. For me, I don't think that is fair. Another point I wanted to make before I was taking off has to do with let's say the various telecommunications companies like MTN and Vodafone. If you are on their 4G service, and then at the point in time you would be taken to edge, it doesn't make any sense, and you expect the NCA to crack the whip. But it appears that some of us, when we talk, people think that we're just talking too much. But that is not the case, because in today's day and age, people are using this to do business. And once your business rests on that, and then you are in an area, you're supposed to get 4G, and then it goes to HPSA, and then it goes to
HSDPA. Hello. Sorry. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, John.
Okay. Yeah. So please, those are my points. So if you get your panel can also speak on that, because Ghanaians are actually going through a lot. We need these things in our educational institutions and other places. And if they are not working well, what do we do?
I totally agree with you.
Advertise, 4G. At the end of the day, you are getting edge.
I totally agree with you. Thank you very much for calling back, John. It's a problem. Data is a problem. Over the weekend, I actually put a post out there that I was having a hair pulling moment because I couldn't even get online. I sent a message on WhatsApp, and 10 minutes after I hadn't delivered. I wasn't sending an image, I wasn't sending a video, I was sending a message.
It's very interesting. It seems I should release the video I made, because the video I finally got around to buying a certain router, and to be honest, before I bought that router, I being a techie, I went through series of decision making process to be able to get to that consensus. But it is very true. But another thing is that even though they advertise 4G and everything, there are certain things in the fine print that people overlook, hence it being called fine print. Most people don't read, like for instance, TurboNet. They tell you that if you are going to buy a TurboNet, be sure you are in a 4G enabled area.
How do you tell?
you can check. It's on their map. They have a map that tells you all.
But you see what he's saying, and what I agree with. Sometimes you're on 4G
and it switches up.
and it switches.
But it's not. It's the infrastructure. This is something we talked about.
Yes.
It's not
Improve
something
it.
that can really be
Improve
controlled.
it.
You can improve it, and then would you be willing to pay the cost of that improvement?
Now that's the conversation that we need to have.
Exactly.
So another conference we could have next year is a telecommunication conference where we have the stakeholders come
and
join
talk,
us,
because it's not charity.
Yeah, we have a very honest conversation about how we get our internet, how the telcos operate, and educate people, and eventually take away some of these, concerns. Yeah, I think that'll be the best solution.
But to answer the previous question, it could be the apps.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that your phone is just not able to catch up to the new apps, because apps get updates.
Yeah.
And if your phone they update it so it gets better, more powerful, maybe some of them require more things that your phone is unable to provide. So it's a cluster of factors, and sometimes you would have to tell us what phone it is, what year it was, before we can directly tell you that this is the problem or this is not the problem. But you take into fact no updates, downloading anything. There's a whole it's just a lot. Like your WhatsApp messages, Charlie,
and
the
photos,
groups,
indexing of a lot of things on your phone.
man.
So just as much as possible, try and clear up all
Just get a file manager.
all the
And-
stuff that's on your phone that you don't need.
Because one of the most annoying thing about being on WhatsApp is that one picture in a space of 10 minutes is sent to you in
Multiple
like 10 groups.
Also, download is off for me, and I think it should be off.
It
for
should be
everyone.
actually.
So you
it's
can see the thumbnail, and I already have this image. And don't
actually
download
for security reasons right now, because
Yeah.
apparently a US police
woman
commander or something
Yeah.
like that was arrested because of images
child
that had
pornography on her phone
auto-downloaded,
because someone sends it into a group and it automatically downloads to your phone.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're almost out of time. Next year we have CES.
yeah.
We should plan and go to CES next year.
We plan this year, and so we should start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, we should start.
Yeah.
GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Take Geek Squad to CES 2020.
yeah.
I'm here for
That sounds great.
And I promise not to use that money and buy the laptop.
It's not coming to you. It's going to Dennis.
So what are you guys doing this Christmas though?
We will discuss that after the show.
Oh,
We have our own show after the show.
yeah. But you can find me on Africhella this Christmas now.
Accra Launch Control. We're racing.
Oh.
Blocking Palm Wine Junction to La Palme.
That's actually pretty much our stretch of it.
Yeah. And we're racing.
What day?
29th
I'll be
of
working.
December.
What
Why
time?
will you be working?
No, he will be waiting.
I'll be
Why
working.
will you be working?
Because this is the right
It's a
time
car
to make
day.
money.
Geek Squad is it's either tech or cars.
Yeah, but man's gotta eat.
So
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Winston's betraying the side and going for food.
Oh yeah. So you can find me at Africhella. I'm actually making food.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, we will be racing, Michael and I,
Yes. Yes.
my co-pilot.
I mean, I just thought of racing in the pickup, and I just realized that is really not going to get
That's not a
anywhere
good
very
idea.
quickly. No.
Yeah, not a very good idea.
I mean,
we can haul.
nobody. Yes, we can haul the losers and the spare parts, but nobody looks at its oil tanker and looks at perfect race car.
Aerodynamic on fleek.
So, thank you guys for listening to us. Thank all those who called, John, Ajimai, Steven, and thank you to all those who sent Christmas messages to us. A Merry Christmas from the Geek Squad. It's been a great year. We still have one last show next year.
yeah.
We will talk also about 2019 trending. I mean, this year. I'm already next year. Feeling 2020-ish.
But it's also, so that's the last episode of the decade.
Yeah. So yeah, of the decade. But we haven't been running for
For a
10 years.
decade, but yeah, we could just take it like
We'll
that.
take it like that. So next week we will talk about things that happened.
You know,
In
the
tech.
optimistic video. Looking forward to what is happening.
And
Maybe.
we're stealing people's time.
Yeah. So
So thank you guys for listening, and thank you for being a part of this show, and thank you for supporting. If you want to continue the conversation, join us on Geek Squad. Joy Geek Squad on Telegram is t.me/Joy Geek Squad.
we'll
Till
put a
we
GoFundMe over there.
Yeah. So we catch you guys again next week. It's bye.